Hello everybody, it's the May 2023 garden update, and there is a little bit of stuff happening here now. Got a moonflower here. I put in a new Turk's cap. This one's got pink flowers as opposed to my red ones that are in the backyard. The Asian lilies are getting ready to bloom. The garlic is dying back. The herb garden looking pretty good. There are now some daylilies blooming here and there. The hollyhocks are looking pretty good, as well as the mosquito plant, the citronella. Hollyhocks are just on the cusp of blooming for the first time. There's the other mosquito plant. Here's a look at this little flower bed behind the lean-to. It's doing its thing. Had a bit of a spider mite problem with the marigolds, so I got that taken care of. So they are beginning to recover. Look at that fresh new growth on there. That white looking foliage is spider mite damage. So I went on the severe treatment and got them done. And I use Avid 0.015 or 0.15. Can't remember off the top of my head, but it's expensive, but it does a great job killing spider mites. Well, the ground cover, I put a couple of sprigs in that bare spot there, and it's filling back in pretty well the rest of the way. Not too bad, not too bad. Here's one of the old Turk's caps. This has been here since at least the 80s, early 80s, and it's making a rebound. It had a rough year last year, but I don't think it got this tall all of last year, so it's well ahead of where it was last year at this time. And this middle flower bed on the south side of the property has seen some changes. I went ahead and cut this crepe myrtle down with the leaning trunk, and I'm letting it grow back out all fresh new growth. That's the only way to rehab a crepe myrtle that I know of, is just start over again. Sunflowers are not looking too healthy, but I think they're going to be okay. Top ends are looking pretty good. I've put a lot of perennial plants in here, and they are beginning to bloom, and butterflies and hummingbirds should enjoy this a lot. The fire bush is growing pretty fast now. And there's a sunflower that's probably 7.5 feet tall. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this one continues to fill out. It's looking pretty good. I like it. Oh, and I just put in a new bee balm plant there. Here's this section of garden. Everything's growing well. Let's do a bean check. I also had some spider mites get in these. Oh yeah, we got beans there. Those are pinto beans. Look like the radishes have bolted. It's been getting hot. Got some Blue Lake 274 beans. Just your standard green bean, 2 rows of those. I've got wax beans here. There's some wax beans, and these are Roma beans, Roma number 2s. That also makes a pretty darn good green bean. The squash is doing well, growing vertically this year. I've got some patty pan here. There was one there yesterday that I could see from here. But it's just growing so fast. There it is. See if we can zoom down in there on it. Just see it peeking over the top of the stem there. And then here's my tomatoes and cucumbers. They're doing quite lovely. Onions are just about ready to harvest. Getting some nice tomatoes now. Yeah, when they start laying over like that, they're ready. I have picked my first planting of carrots, so I'm going to have a roast today. I'm going to pick some more carrots. Been pretty nice. I've got a picture of them. I'll leave it right here. Right here. I'm going to get my onion rings on pretty soon, so that's going to be good. I've never seen leaves that big on a tomato plant. It might be all leaves because I don't see any tomatoes on it just yet. Looks like it's making some buds perhaps. More tomatoes down here and more onions ready to harvest. Lots of blooms on this. Left my knee pads out last night. They needed to be washed anyway. It rained. So those are nice and clean again. More tomatoes over here, and I've got okra planted here. There are a few plants coming up here and there. There's some Roma tomatoes. Those will be ready pretty soon. The 4 o'clock patch is looking pretty good. Then all this lettuce and everything is going to be coming out pretty soon, and be putting sweet potatoes there. Potatoes will be coming out pretty soon, and going to be putting black-eyed peas here. This flower bed looked quite sparse last month, but this month it's filled in lovely. Everything's looking pretty good there. That little patch of grass is beginning to fill back in. I also put a couple of sprigs of this Asian jasmine in some of these bare spots over here, so that's starting to fill back in pretty quickly. More daylilies. And here's this south side flower bed. It's got some stuff happening. I sprinkled some more seed in yesterday. We got that rain last night, so that'll help those germinate. Got a few little things blooming here and there. Coming in a little closer here, I put in a few, had some spare annuals, so I just put them in this area here. Those marigold are volunteer from seed last year. The yellow flower bed has a little bit of yellow showing. This front flower bed is settled in for the season, looks like. And I did trim my unimus bushes. They're looking okay. They continue to have branches die off, so I don't know how much longer these are going to be for. I've got to put one in there. I've got to go a local garden center and see if I can find one of those. They're not too common in landscapes these days. It won't be too much longer before I'll be going to summer mode on this mailbox flower bed. This rain may revive it just a little bit. There's a lot happening in this middle flower bed. My second perennial salvia is going right along just fine. And there's the original one. Did some leveling here, so that's filling back in with grass a little bit better. Got some coleus and sunflowers back here and some periwinkles. There's one of my hardy hibiscus plants. And here's that north flower bed. Got some things happening over here now. All these lilies will be blooming soon. I'll put another clip here. Should they start blooming before the end of the month. But I got some shade flowers planted here. Those seeds are coming up pretty well. Look up this side, that little strip of grass is slowly greening up. I believe it looks better than it did last month. I did fertilize. And with this rain, everything should start popping right on out. Here's a look at the front lawn. It's just about filled in 100%. Hanging basket 1 is still hanging on pretty well. Gonna have some new buds opening any day now. Hanging basket number 2 looks a little bit better. Got a few buds about to open on it as well. And here's a look at the lawn in the backyard. Got a little bit of bare spot there, but it looks like runners are taking off and filling that in. So it'll probably peak by next month. So that's when we start getting into the hot, dry weather, and it just keep it alive until fall, and it'll green right back up. So once again, May 2023 garden update. Thank you for watching.